Hey everyone. Today, we're diving into a new tool from Google that wants to give every single student something pretty revolutionary, a personal AI thinking partner. It's called NotebookLM, and it's built specifically for education. Let's see what it's all about. Just think about that for a second. What if every student in your class had a dedicated partner to help them really dig into complex ideas, to help them engage with their readings and assignments on a way deeper level? Well, that's the core idea behind NotebookLM. So here's our game plan. We'll start with what makes this AI assistant so different. Then we'll walk through how it actually works, from uploading your stuff to creating some amazing new content. We'll look at real-world classroom examples, tackle those super important questions about safety and privacy, talk about using it ethically, and finally, show you how to get started today.
Okay, so what sets NotebookLM apart from all the other general AI tools that are out there? Well, the biggest difference is its focus. This thing is built from the ground up for learning, which makes it a way more precise and, honestly, a much more powerful tool for the classroom.
So here it is, the official definition. NotebookLM is your personal collaborator. But the most important part of this whole sentence is that little phrase at the end, from your uploaded sources. It becomes an expert only on the stuff you give it.
And this right here, this is its superpower. The tool is source-grounded. You see, unlike chatbots that scrape the entire internet for answers, NotebookLM only knows what you tell it: the documents, the videos, the notes you upload. Why is that so crucial? Because it drastically, and I mean drastically, reduces the chance of AI making things up, those hallucinations, because every answer is tied directly back to your material.
Okay, so how does this actually work? Let's talk about the workflow, how you can take the content you already have and use this tool to turn it into brand new knowledge. The whole process is actually incredibly simple. First, you feed it your sources. Could be class readings, lecture notes, websites, you name it. Second, you just start talking to it, asking questions, telling it to summarize or explain things. And finally, you take all those insights and create totally new resources.
And when we say sources, the variety here is pretty amazing. It's not just text. You can upload PDFs, Google Docs, slides, links to websites. You can even drop in YouTube videos and audio files. It can basically read, watch, and listen to whatever you give it. Now this is where things get really exciting. This is the studio feature. Think of it like this. You put in your raw materials, like your notes and articles, and it can process them into completely new formats. Imagine turning a dense textbook chapter into a 5-minute podcast, or a bunch of research into a video summary. This is where it stops being just a research assistant and becomes a real creative powerhouse. Okay, theory is great, but what does this look like when the bell rings? Let's jump into some real, practical applications for both teachers and students. This really paints the picture, doesn't it? On the left, you've got the classic kind of passive way of studying, and on the right, learning becomes this active, dynamic process. Instead of just reading, students can literally have a conversation with their textbooks, ask for simpler explanations, and turn their boring notes into interactive study aids. Now, for all the teachers out there, this is a potential game changer. Imagine uploading your grading rubric and a student's essay. Then, you just ask NotebookLM to compare the two. What you get back is a detailed, personalized breakdown, pointing out what's working well and where they can improve. This doesn't replace you, but wow, it can make giving feedback so much faster. And the ideas just keep coming. Teachers can use it to create different versions of a text for different reading levels, or whip up some great discussion questions in seconds. And for students, they can upload their lecture notes and have a custom study guide made for them, or get a complex science concept explained with a simple analogy. The possibilities are just huge. All right, let's pivot to a really important topic. Because with any new tech in schools, the first and most important questions are always about safety, privacy, and security. This is it, the single most important point about privacy. If your school uses Google Workspace for education, any data put into NotebookLM, student prompts, documents, all of it is not used to train Google's general AI models. I'll say it again because it's that critical. Your school's data stays your school's data. And Google really backs this up. NotebookLM is treated as a core service, which is the same category as Gmail and Google Drive, so it gets that top-tier, enterprise-grade security. It's designed to comply with major education privacy laws like FERPA and COPPA. And maybe most importantly, the school always owns its own data. So we know it's powerful and we know it's secure. But how do we make sure it's actually used well? This next part is all about using NotebookLM ethically and effectively to actually make learning better.
I love this quote because it just perfectly captures the goal here. The whole point of this tool is for it to be a companion that helps a student think better, not a substitute that does the thinking for them. It's all about augmenting intelligence, not replacing it.
So, what does that look like in the real world? Well, it means being open with students about how AI is being used. It means teaching them to be smart about AI, to check its work, look for bias, and verify the information. It means respecting copyright. And above all, it's about hammering home that the final analysis, the big ideas, those have to be their own.
Okay, you've seen what it can do. You know the ground rules for using it well. So let's wrap up with the fun part. How you can actually bring this new thinking partner into your school.
The good news is it's super straightforward. You just go to the NotebookLM website and sign in with your school's Google account. Now, if it's not turned on for your school yet, you might need to chat with your IT administrator to have them enable it.
And here is probably the best news of all. Especially for schools with tight budgets, NotebookLM is available free of charge for qualifying education institutions. That removes a massive barrier and helps make these powerful tools accessible to everyone.
So we'll end on this thought. AI isn't on the way to the classroom anymore. It's here. It's in. And the biggest question for all of us as educators isn't if we'll use it, but how. How are we going to teach our students to use these incredible new powers as a tool to make their own thinking stronger and not just as a crutch to avoid thinking at all? That's our challenge and our opportunity right now.